Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today is your City Administrator, Chade Brecklin. Chad, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, Jeremy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Excellent.
We're the middle of July already, which is kind of disturbing because summer always races by so quickly.
I know.
And we've had some really great events in Fitchburg already. Got a few things coming up yet here in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to start. Two big projects that are going on. We have referendum going on in our strategic plan. So first, let's just take a look at the referendum. Just a quick update on where we're at in that process and what's to come here in the next couple of months.
Yeah, so the referendum, as we've talked about on your show previously, the council has been talking about that now for over a year. I think we officially started the conversation last June. And a variety of things have happened during that time between some communications and outreach efforts, survey, and those sorts of things to get some public input, and also has had a number of conversations at Common Council meetings or committees of the whole. And we are coming up to the point that if the Common Council would like to have a referendum question on the November general election ballot, which appears to be likely, that they will need to take action on a referendum resolution here coming up in the next month or so. The deadline to submit that question to the county, the referendum question, is August 28th, and we are anticipating right now from a public awareness standpoint that we will begin resume some conversation about what will be specifically included in the referendum, what the dollar amount of the referendum would be, and what specifically, ultimately, the question will look like at the July Committee of the Whole, which is July 24th. There'll be a couple of topics on there, and that will be one of them. But the intent of that meeting will, again, to be conversing with the Common Council and, again, trying to pin down where exactly they would like to go if, we continue to be on that path for a referendum. And then what the plan would be after that is, assuming we get really close to a question at that Committee of the Whole meeting, is there would be a question referred out at the August 13th Common Council meeting. We still have to wait for some numbers to be finalized by the Department of Revenue, which will happen in early to mid-August. And then once those numbers are finalized by the Department of Revenue, we'll be able to fully finalize that question in advance of the Common Council meeting on August 27th. So there'll be probably two occasions where there'll be active discussion on the referendum. And then the August 13th meeting will be more of the referral out. The question will now be out there, nearly finalized. There'll be a really good idea of what's going to be in that referendum, with the hopes that there won't be a ton of conversations per se at the August 27th meeting, that's all had been taking place, and that there won't be significant modifications made at that point. But anything is possible. As we talk to the Common Council further or interact with the Common Council further and do this planning exercise, and as people continue to have the opportunity by contacting their alders or city staff or appearing at one of the meetings I mentioned to share their feedback, things can still change.
Yeah, and all that's going to play out here on Fact TV. We'll have it covered for you here on our Gov channel F1, so you can definitely stay tuned and get involved at various points here coming up, and we'll keep you up to date. The next time we get you on here, hopefully we'll have some more firmed up details.
Recap.
You'll have the recap,
exactly.
Plus then you'll be like, well, now we're going to add a little bit more to this as far as details go on what happens next.
Right.
So.
I will say, from the referendum standpoint, the responses that we received from the community survey, those folks who were able to send that back to us or submit it online, was very helpful in the process, particularly when we start, I think when the Common Council starts to look at the overall dollar amount. I think that the feedback that was provided will be definitely important as they consider that, and I would be, I feel that the council is probably going to take that under significant advisement.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're going to pick on another topic, a strategic plan that's playing out as well. For folks not familiar with the strategic plan, what is that plan and where are we at in the process?
So the strategic plan will be a document that provides guidance over the next 3 to 5 years of what are the priorities of the city. What is the city now, and what does it aspire to be in 3 to 5 years, and therefore these are the priorities that will be worked on. It's not a document that the city has had in its 40 years of existence as a city, so we're really excited to be creating one for the first time. And there's been a number of things that are taking place that will help formulate what is included in this strategic plan. Those have included community focus groups, workshops with city staff and elected officials, and a community survey that is still open and that folks are encouraged to take to help guide the contents of the strategic plan. But this will be a document that we can utilize and refer to annually, and even perhaps a bit more frequently than that, but certainly at least annually, to assess, where we're at in regards to achieving the goals and objectives of the plan. And have things changed in the last year? Does one of the goals or objectives, take higher precedence over the other or others? And I think that'll be very helpful to have this document that was created with such broad input between community council and staff to help prioritize where city capacity and resources go.
Yeah, so again, you can head up our website, fitchfordwi.gov, to check out that strategic plan. There's a website set up just dedicated to the plan for feedback and more, and we'll continue to share more info on that.
Yeah.
Finally, want to get to, there's a project that we're going to be having a groundbreaking coming up here at the end of July. It's been referenced as the hub,
right.
but a community space that's coming here. For people who aren't familiar with this, what is it? Because by the next time we're here, it's going to be, the groundbreaking will be of broken. So.
Right, yeah.
But for people interested in that project, what's that about?
Yeah, so you're right. Right now, the project name has been referred to as the Hub. It's seemingly likely that it will change in the future here once the project gets closer to completion. But at the end of the day, Mayor Arata Frada and in particular and other council members have really been champions of this particular project. It's taken several years for it to go from concept to potential implementation here, and I think we're beyond potential implementation. We are at groundbreaking stage. So what this community facility will be is it's located on Traceway Drive on the north side, basically right across from or nearly right across from the Highline senior apartment building. And this will be a large community space that will be available for the community as a whole, but more in particular, there isn't a lot of park and recreational space or community facilities located in northern Fitchburg, in particular north central Fitchburg. So this will have like a community center type building. I forget the exact square footage, but it will certainly have some space that will be available for community meetings and those sorts of things. And we'll have a basketball court, which I think will have the ability to also potentially set up a pickleball net on, so that folks have a couple of different options there. There'll be a pump track for riding bikes, an all-wheels track for bikes and or roller blades or skateboards, those sorts of things. In an area just to generally sit outside, a bit of a shelter type atmosphere where folks can just kind of hang out and have a recreation and community space available in an area where we haven't had one available before. So it's a true testament to the commitment and dedication from Mayor Arata Frada and the Common Council to bring this project again from concept to implementation. And that's a very long way of getting to the groundbreaking is going to take place this month. I believe it's set for Wednesday the 31st. Is that correct?
You are correct.
The time is immediately escaping me.
3:30 p.m.
3:30 p.m. Thank you, Jeremy. You always cover me on those details.
Yeah, well, you stole my thunder, so I'm gonna let you roll here.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when I get talking, people will acknowledge that it's hard to get me to stop.
And that's Chade Brecklin.
Yeah,
exactly.
Cut.
No.
Yep.
No, it's going to be a great project, and we will have coverage of that here on Fact TV. So more to come on that as it comes alive, so to speak. But definitely exciting on that. All right, Chad, appreciate the time. We'll check back in the month of August.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.